This video is about reassembling a paramotor, specifically a Parajet Maverick frame with an Atom 80 after it arrives after being shipped. There's some things that you need to add. First one is reduction group. It's 4 bolts. I have this socket, and it's on the end of the spark plug wrench. Makes it pretty straightforward to get that tool's included. Just place these 4 bolts and get them tightened down. You need to look at the manual and make sure that you get them torqued down the proper amount. If you have a torque wrench is best, obviously. I'm not going to use a torque wrench here. I'm just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to just tighten them down by feel. And that's that. The next thing you need to add is the spark plug. There's a little plastic plug that is in there. There's also a little plug that I protect the spark plug. And take the spark plug and just thread it in. And then take the spark plug wrench and again, using the spec torques in the manual, which isn't manual is included. There's a little donut. Again, I'm not using a torque wrench here, just doing it by feel. It's going to have to all be taken apart again anyway. Shipping. And anyway, this is what you would do to get this reassembled. There you go. Now putting on the air box. There's a rubber thing, and then there's this knob that it goes over. You can see that fits right on there, pretty straightforward. There's a clamp, worm clamp, and you put that over the knob, and then you just slip it on there. And then you need to tighten down this worm clamp and make sure that it's secure, and that's fine. So there you have that. Then you need to put the propeller on, and it goes a certain way. That's in the manual. You can check that out. Make sure you get that on there just right. You got 6 bolts, and again, I'm not going to make too big of a deal about this. This is pretty straightforward. Just all these bolts go in real easy, and then you're going to need to torque them down to the specified torque. I've seen a bunch of pilots do this. Most pilots do this by feel. Once you know how tight to make these, of course you do this. Not every. You go around and skip. Excuse me. Skip. But anyway, I'm not showing you all. Then you can assemble the hoop and the net. And it's that. And then the pull start. Okay, I'm going to go over everything that I think is not brand new. The net has been repaired down here. You can see these larger knots here. It's fine, but it has been repaired there. The propeller, I just noticed this right now. That must have happened when they were loading in it's just got a little ding in it. Must have happened when they were loading it and unloading it so many times in Brazil.
I just threw this on here. I wanted to show you that I have used this in the sand. You know, I flew at the beach, and so the leading edge here is a little bit on the rough side, and the same with this. A little bit rough there. It works fine, but it's not brand new. And then if you look at like things like this, again, when they loaded these things, they might not have been all that terribly careful, you know. So they like rubbed up against, you know, tied it up to the wall of the truck, and then the truck was jiggling, and it made a little mark like that. So that's not kind of brand new looking. This happened like right away, like when during the break-in, it just not quite as shiny as it used to be. Let's see. These tubes are fine. They're still supple enough. At some point, you know, those probably will need to be replaced, but the manual doesn't say to replace them right away anyway. This one, and then there's one inside the tank with the pickup. Those are cheap. You could replace those for pennies. They don't need it right now, but just something to think about. There's a throttle, shows a little bit of wear there. Not brand new looking, but pretty good. Not too bad. This mirror on there, I'll leave that on there. You can take that off if you want. I use it to check my fuel. I also added the backwards fuel things, so when you get low, you can see, you don't have to guess whether it's the 2 mark or the 1 mark that you're getting down to. I just add that on there for good piloting. These, I had one of these. This is where you set your hang point. You might move. You probably have to move these to your weight. And I had a hard time getting this one off. So this one's got plier marks on it. They're just really tight. I think when I first bought it, I probably over torqued them. Here, these are fine. These here are fine. Everything else is good. This, I think I mentioned on the email thread that this tube can just be cut off if you want. But if you got a selfie stick for the Insta360, that's a good place to put it. It's out of the way when you're taking off, and then when you take off, this comes up and it's sticking out in front of you, and works pretty good. This looks like it's, again, most of this stuff was done not by me, but by when they were loading it into and out of the trucks. Everything's, you know, the frame is you know, fine and everything. It's got 35 hours on it. Obviously, I added this. This is a balun or a choke, and it prevents the noise from the spark plug getting into your radio if you got a radio. Let's see. This is the pouch where you put your tools. And nothing in there right now, but I'll be putting my tools in there. I'll be putting the tools in there. They'll be your tools. Everything's good in the strap department. So got the comfort strap there. Got the leg straps. Got the chest strap. So everything's in good order. Nothing worn or anything like that. Excessively worn, I guess, you know, you could see a crease in or something, but pretty good shape. I added these to keep this over. I got one on each side to keep those completely over, because they could slip a little bit, and when they do, then your weight is a little bit distributed a little differently. And this is the reserve pouch is here on this side, zipped in and, you know, completed. So the harness is complete and everything. All this stuff will go into the tool pouch here, and that will be in the side pouch of the motor. These are all the tools you'll need. There's a couple of extra spark plug wrench, a few wrenches, a screwdriver, pliers, and there's this. I made this little thing. It makes it a little bit easier to tune the low idle screw, because it's sort of hard to get at. Again, nature of the beast. It's not something. I mean, you will have to tune the motor. That's just the way it is. Yeah, if you don't know how to do that, you can get somebody to help you with it. This is just an empty box right now, but that's where the reduction group goes if it's not on the motor. And these are pieces that protect the frame when it's being shipped, and you'll find those attached, and you can just take them off when you want to put it together. These things prevent, when it's being shipped, from damaging the exhaust. They prevent, forces from different angles coming in from damaging the exhaust. You can just take them off by pulling this. I'll just do it. Pull this out. This one comes out, and then just these are just clipped on, so you can just unclip this one and unclip that one, and this one comes off, and it's just comes straight off. So those come right off. In fact, I'll leave those off now. Put them on when it's time to ship it. Yeah, obviously you would take this out before you run it. There. But yeah, leave it in there. Just these are all precautions for putting the paramotor on a jet, on a passenger jet. Check luggage. Here's the invoice. And this pre-delivery checklist. I got a warranty card. Probably, it's not in warranty anymore. This is the user manual. What's in the box? So you get this stuff, except for not this T-shirt. It tells you how to put the hoop together, how to put the net on, attaching the pull start, putting the propeller on, and adjusting the straps, carburetor settings, and this is the different kinds of carburetors. You can identify whichever one. I have on mine fuel mixing recommendations, instructions for getting into the harness, starting warming up, and then maintenance schedule. that maintenance schedule for everything, and then here's for the Moster, and then here's for the Atom. This wasn't done, so I'll just tell you that I didn't realize that it's 25 hours. I thought it was 50 hours to change the gearbox oil, but it's for 25 hours. So the gearbox oil would need to be changed. That's not a big deal though. And here's the torque settings. And then this is how to kind of go over the machine, make sure everything's in good shape before you take off, including and continued here, and then service, which I've done the basic cleaning and maintenance service, but I didn't write it in there. And then there's this manual here for the motor itself. And so there's the engine serial. It's a MY22. Tells you how to put the prop on. Tells you, more detail how that prop is supposed to be aligned. And talk about the fuel. Starting and stopping. This is important because if you don't prime it right, it'll get flooded and then you won't be able to start it. But this tells you how to start it. Transporting the engine or long-term storage. This is kind of what I do when I have to transport it. Warm up. And this is the break-in, which I did. You don't have to do that. This is my records for the break-in. And then things to check. And this was the maintenance schedule that I was looking at. And yeah, see here? This one says gearbox oil 50 hours, which is why I didn't do it, because I was looking at this one. So there's a difference in maintenance. Tightening values. So there's two books you can look at, and they might not be the same. Anyway, looking at your spark plugs, and again another pre-flight checklist. Places to get spare parts. And maintenance records starting at 25 hours, and that was suggested maintenance. At 50 hours is when there is mandatory maintenance. So that's why at 35 hours, I've been doing the easy stuff, the cleaning and inspections, and everything's fine. So, but yeah, at 50 hours, so you get 15 more hours of flying, and then you got to do the maintenance. All right. So, and this is the sheet they gave with the reduction group, and it shows you how to put the oil in the reduction group, and you could use this sheet to help guide you in replacing the gearbox oil. So anyway, that's all the papers. I don't know if I showed you this is the instructions for the tack. It's just a cheapie, but it's a good thing to have because you know how many hours. Okay, here's my logbook just to show you what I've flown. So that's 5 hours, and then carry forward 5 hours, and then I had this trip to Brazil, and that ended up to be a total of 18 hours, and then I had some flying back at home for a little bit, and that ended up to be 14, and then my last trip was Brazil again, but this time in Amazon, and 8 hours and 4 minutes, going to 30 hours and 25 minutes of flying. And then if you look at the break-in was an hour and 0.1, total flying 30.4 that we just saw. The rest must have been warm-up because the total on the hour meter is 34.8.